welcome back to the GSL Code A here in the Bokdong studio. We had Ganji advancing 2-0 over SK's MC. MC looking a little bit shaky, his build's looking a little bit weird. But up next we have Happy against Finn. And thank you, by the way, to Byun on TL correcting me that Happy made it to the round of 4 once. I think actually I've had the same correction by the same person about Happy before. I've been like, Happy hasn't made his round of 4 performance, and then somebody tweeted at me or something like that he made the round of 4 in October. I'm like, okay, it's true, you're right. My mistake. He has had his round of 4 performance, but it's one that nobody remembers because I didn't remember. Only Fiona remembers.
Except for those two people.
He's like the biggest Happy fan. He's like, no, wait a second. He's like, listen. He's like the guy who knows he's like, Protoss hasn't won in 426 days exactly. I'm like, whoa, dude, calm down.
It's going to be a very interesting match, and especially because we had Happy defeat Ryung in the last round, in the second round of Code A. And this was actually best of 3 where Happy played so well. He really impressed me. If not for this game, I would probably give the advantage to 4GG here, who played really well when he first made his appearance in StarCraft II, and we saw him advance in so many games over really seasoned opponents. But 4GG, aka Finn, now not anymore on the lineup for OGS. He has, well, decent results lately, but this TBT is definitely not going to be an easy one for him. Our first map today is Daybreak. We have Happy to the left and Finn to the right, and this, I think they're actually evenly matched here.
This is going to be really, really... You know, I actually would give the advantage to Happy. He has the better team to train with right now. Finn has been going through a transition period. I feel hasn't been able to have that training regimen as he used to.
And the thing is, with all this commotion about OGS right now, I think that might play a role as well. You can't really concentrate on your games as well. At least that's what I would imagine if you have to deal with this too.
Yeah. Well, Happy, he has shown really great TBT in the past. He's shown creative play as well. He's like a more refined version of his teammate Yoda, but again, both of these players have not really been able to impress anyone. He did make it to the round of 4 in October. We'll see what he can do here today against Finn, aka 4GG, at the GSL Code A. Calder and Wolf.
We're on Daybreak to the top right of the map. We have the incredible Miracle player in the red color. This is the Terran known as...
Here's I am Happy.
Last week he defeated Ryung, and this is obviously... We talked about this in the past. This is a situation that is obviously kind of nice for Happy because he only has to practice one matchup. He already prepared against a Terran player, so his TBT is spot on. But on the other hand, Finn has the chance to study those VODs and try to get a feel for the style of Happy. To the bottom left now, we have Happy as opponent. In the blue, we have the former OGS player. It is...
Pin.
Going gas first here.
Yeah, exactly, which I like a lot. We've seen so many strategies on Daybreak, and look at the barracks for Happy. He's proxying a barracks now and has been spotted immediately. But funny as it is, the SCV can't attack the building SCV, which actually gives him a little bit of time to send out another one, something that he does not do, using the minerals to his advantage here.
He's trying to decide if he wants to send another one or not. It's too late though, and he will have to cancel, very likely here. Well, he may just start a second one. I think he's going to cancel and make a command center.
And I think, yes, that's exactly what makes sense the most here, but the problem is with the gas first play that we have for Finn.
It's not only a late command center, but the barracks would have been started by now with a command center first, so everything is going to be messed up. He will not very likely be able to hold a very aggressive gas first build. By the way, Happy as well has not scouted what his opponent is doing. So he may be thinking, oh, it's command center first for him, or maybe one racks expand, but...
If you decide to go for proxy barracks, this is the worst case scenario.
Absolutely the worst case scenario. Could not get any worse.
And it's going to be so interesting to see how Happy's going to deal with this. The question is, will he be able to deal with this at all? Once again, his command center is also being delayed here.
Yeah.
And Finn does just such an amazing job. He showed in the past that his micro is really top. He's a former Boudoir player, and when he first started to compete in the GSL, he played so well. He kind of made everyone wonder, will he actually be able to end up in the finals of Code S? Will he be able to make it? He played really, really well. Right now we have him just harassing the SCVs of his opponent, playing everything while going for the double gas, going for the Banshee play. And, well, let's see how Happy is going to deal with this.
Yeah, with the gas first, with the double gas timing here, it's very likely going to be Cloak. He may decide to skip it, however. He's spreading his production facilities a little bit here, going to make Hellions. Going to use his barracks to make the tech lab for the starport rather than his factory. Pretty cool choice. He has to cut marine production a little bit, but that's not really important at all, in fact. This is going to be really hard for Happy to hold. Like you said, this is the worst possible scenario. Even with Command Center first against Gas first, it's really hard to hold, but with all these timings gone wrong for Happy, it's going to be extremely difficult. You can see him desperately trying to double gas and get things up and get that Viking out, but he is going to have to run faster than a marathon runner or something to make this work.
He is just now starting to get gas, while we already have the, well, we basically have the Banshee in production. The starboard just landed, and in any second it will be. Why didn't he start there? He waits. Okay, he starts with the Cloak
first, and the Banshee will come out right afterwards. Great timing by Finn, by the way. I mean, could not be any better.
Yeah. There will be no combat shield, there will be no stim, there will be no Viking. And the one thing that he could try to do is maybe go for an engineering bay here, but he doesn't even know that his opponent went for gas
He's not even getting a factory. He's not even getting a factory. He has no information whatsoever about what his opponent is doing. He will likely just die when this comes in.
That's the engineering bay, though.
Yep, eBay, he has to make it. When you're blind at this point, also when you're going this heavy on Marines, you want to get +1, but it's a good time to get an eBay. It may not be enough, though, because if your turrets are only starting when the Banshee arrives, that's way too late.
The Banshee is ready. The second one is in production immediately. As you can see, Finn so far did not build a command center.
You're right. He's going to follow this up like Maka. I always call this the Maka version of the Banshee Harass, where Maka was the first person I ever saw in the GSL consistently go for Marines before trying to go for SCVs.
And there are the missile turrets, and I don't really like the placement.
No.
We have them to the top left.
You can just come in right in the side, yeah.
Yeah, exactly, and that's what he's probably going to do.
Is he going to stop that?
Oh, wow.
What luck, man.
He actually stops it, but now he knows where it is, and he can just make sure that these Marines are not able... Yeah, that the Marines are not able to take him down. 2 shots kill a Marine at this point, and he's taking down the SCVs as well. The second Banshee, it is on its way already.
Scan is almost ready, but not quite.
He lost so many Marines.
Turret's still not up here. His combat shields are almost up, but not yet. And he's going to follow this up with a timing attack that will kill him, to be honest, Caldor. He's actually now going for the Mules, if he can. Being the Marines as well here. He's going to get one more SCV building the turret. The push is already across the map. The Banshee...
15 kills. Another SCV dies. 7 SCVs have been killed.
Here's the worst part. The second Banshee.
Yeah. The second Banshee is here, and well, what do you do when you're happy right now? You kind of have to decide if you write GG in caps lock or...
Yeah, or you write it in Hangul or you write it in Romanized characters. You have to decide that. That's the choice you have to make, man. You have to make a second bunker maybe to hold. Will that even help? No.
The army supply, guys, is 10 for Happy and roughly, let me have a quick look, 33 for Finn, who is now pushing through the middle of the map. He still has those 2 Banshees. He didn't even lose one.
I think you said it best at the beginning. Look, when you said, yeah, his siege mode is... Finn's siege mode is actually potentially even a little bit later than I would have liked, but you said it best when you said this is the worst possible scenario for him when he canceled that barracks and had to make the command center at awkward timing against Gas first. He played with a blindfold on. And that one mistake at the beginning, I mean, it wasn't even a mistake, it was just a misfortune. He banked on his opponent not scouting the barracks, and he scouted it, man.
Immediately.
And that was where the game began to end. I know that's a weird way of saying it, but that's where the game began to end.
Just because Finn also went for Gas first, and it was just... If Finn hadn't gone for the first... if Finn had decided to go, well, Gas after barracks, that might be something that delays the Banshees again.
Yeah, so that he play from a little bit behind, but not as crazily behind as he's playing now. This bunker will not hold for very long. He has a ton of DPS in these Banshees as well. Remember, they still have Cloak.
And 3 tanks is just too much. He can't engage into the tanks. And there are 3 Banshees. What do you do at this point?
You try to repair it. The Marine's now going in for the target with the Banshees. He doesn't have any scans available. I mean, he does have scans available, but they're just not not going to be used. He can't.
Happy has a tank, but he doesn't have siege mode. He finally has a Viking, but now Finn is going to edge forward with the siege tanks, taking down the one missile turret on the high ground, if he can, and this is going to be the end. If Happy holds
He's going to target down the stem as well.
If he holds this, I will walk to the Incredible Miracle House and lightning handle for Happy.
I will give him an Oman one, man, if he wins this. I'll give it to him right now.
What?
Oh, it's a 50,000 bill in Korea. And if the command center didn't die, there's nothing else to say about this game.
He actually saves the command center thanks to the SCVs on the low ground. That's the one thing that he can't do, but the SCVs lost now 23. SCV count is 27 to 32 in favor of Finn.
No more cloak energy left on these Banshees, but he now has a command center.
Finn has an expansion, exactly. He has an expansion, so he expanded already, and Happy can hold here for a while. That is definitely something that he can do.
He has the air advantage. That's what he's able to use here to hold on. If he didn't have that, he would have died.
He's holding on to this game. Happy's holding on to this game. He tries to get into a position where he can come back, try to find an opening. Maybe Finn makes a mistake that he can exploit, but if Finn is not really dropping the ball here, then Happy has no chance of winning this match. He's now on one base. He has two orbital commands, but Finn has established a second base, is now containing his opponent, and there is the point where Happy has to try to break the contain, and this is not going to be pretty.
It's not going to be pretty, man. Look at all the energy that Happy has, by the way. He has 200 energy on one, 185 on both orbitals. Basically, 2 full orbitals. He's not scanning, he's not dropping mules. He's going to have to scan right now, but it's too late. One tank does fall. He will kill the Banshee. But that's a good enough trade, man. Trade one Banshee for one siege tank when you have this great position. Absolutely fine.
Harvester count at this point 35 to 29. We have the double saturation, and therefore the income is so much better for Finn.
He's trying to, well, he looks like he might be trying to break out. You just cannot break out like this when your opponent has a concave of siege tanks at the bottom of the ramp. In this case, he does not anymore.
And he's attacked
really weird
with the Marines as soon as the siege tanks on siege. He's just, and reinforcement streaming, he's just making sure that Happy does not get the second base.
He just wants to make sure of that above all else, which as he should, man.
Yeah.
3 siege tanks now on the edge versus 2 on the high ground. He's just going to target these siege tanks down. If he kills the tanks, then that's all he needs to do.
He kind of baits Happy into attacking into the ramp, but that's not going to happen. Happy is not going to lose all these Marines, but he's 30 supply behind. His economy is so much worse, and now attacking, trying to get in here, but there's one tank for Happy already being positioned. But, whoa, he needs to scan, and he scans.
Still a decent trade for Happy, but look at this, the second wave coming across, though. A siege tank and the bottom of a ramp is worth 2 at the top, man. That's actually just a proverb. And we're going to see him target down some of these Marines with the Banshee that has Cloak, push them back. What can he do? He's about to have Stim before Finn, but most of his Marines don't even have enough hit points left to Stim.
Yeah, he's losing too many Marines. He is once again at 20 supply behind. His entire attack was just so much slower. Another scan, and it's not only the fact that he had the worst economy in regards to the Harvest account and 1 base against 2. He also had to use a lot of scans against the Banshees that Finn used, and Finn is now, well, is now ahead. Is still with 5 Harvesters. Probably going to take a third base.
Third command center just started, as you mentioned it, and his Stim is going to finish as well here. He's making double E-bays, and Happy will hold on a little bit longer. This is the style that Finn was known for in Brood War as well as StarCraft II. He is the attacker, the aggressor, the timing attack man. He's only 10 supply up, but in every way.
He has double engineering bay, and he has the gas. Happy was able to mine from 1 base, so it's not only about the minerals, it's also about that he only could get 2 refineries instead of 4. So while we have double upgrades for Finn, Happy didn't even start a single one. We have the 3rd base coming up, we have the higher siege tank count, and
this game will go on. Happy now being the aggressor a little bit. What can he do, though? He has to find the perfect angle of attack. This Banshee forces him back, forces a small Stim, kills a Mule, forces a scan, will not escape, but in fact the Mule did survive as well. But even so, He forced him back. He has the third command center up. Double E-base, that's the most important part here.
Yeah, and 6 to 3 siege tanks as well. Armory now for Happy. And the second engineering bay. Is he on +1?
I'm happy is...
the armory only makes sense if...
Oh, you're talking about Happy's armory.
Oh, I'm actually really sorry. He is on 1-1 already. I did not see that. So Happy is on a 1-1,
yeah,
my
that's
bad.
one advantage he has over his opponent.
Won't have it for long.
Yeah, you're right. He will not have it for long. And when that happens, it's going to be 43 Marines against 31 with more siege tanks in Finn's favor. He's got the third base landing now. He delayed his third command center actually.
Why is Finn not getting additional SCVs?
That's what I'm starting to wonder, man. It's Happy now taking the SCV lead.
But why? He has the resources, he has the third base, he needs more SCVs. What is he doing?
Not sure, but he will hold this base against Happy's attack.
And he knows that he has a higher siege tank count, so he does not have to be afraid of Happy's army.
Nope. He can actually leave a few siege tanks here, then go to his natural to make sure he has enough units to hold Happy if he attacks on the other side. He had the watchtower to spot this coming.
I'm getting a little bit scared right now. I don't want to walk to the Incredible Miracle House.
I know.
Could you please start producing SCVs, please?
He's not doing it, but if you look at the income tab, he's not that far ahead. In fact, he's oftentimes behind depending on when the mules are dropped because he just does not have the saturation that he needs at that third base. This is actually a little bit weird. Happy has stopped
SCV production
as well, but he can't
as well,
afford it.
and heavily at that. He just realized that when he started to be supply block, he's now building double supply depots. This will further delay SCV production and everything else. Happy, on the other hand, is already at 51 now.
He's catching up in supply.
And Happy is building more and more SCVs as we speak. He's getting the better economy here.
Better economy, his upgrades are ahead.
Finn, what are you doing?
He's showing a lack of multitasking in the mid-game here. That's quite frankly
Where
it.
is the Incredible Miracle House?
As far as I know, it's an Incheon.
Oh god, no.
I've actually never been to the Iron House. It's the one house I've
In Incheon?
Yeah.
Oh my god.
Well, this game isn't over yet, Calder.
Yeah, but Happy is not behind anymore. And
Happy is ahead now.
he should never have been able to get into this position. This is... Okay,
This is embarrassing. He's actually now has a perfect forward siege up position on Finn's third base. Finn will have to lift. He will have to lift.
I am at a loss of words. I'm really... It's not,
I am speechless.
He did not lack the resource. He had the resources to do what he was supposed to do. He had the better army. He had every advantage that he needed.
He was supply blocked and he cut workers unintentionally. Finn is going to go for a sandwich here, and I do not think it will work. It's not working. Happy will take this game. I am speechless. I have to give him $50. I have to give him $50.
I have to walk to Incheon.
Look, we can go together. The command center does remain alive.
I cannot believe this happened.
He is going to get a pretty nice position on the third base of Happy, however, which keeps him in this slightly. But the worker count now, 49 to 28 in Happy's favor.
The only reasoning that I can come up with is that Finn actually completely thought, okay, Happy will GG any second, and did not. I think Finn thought about the second game already.
Yeah.
He did not take this serious anymore. That's the only thing that I can come up
That's the only excuse I can make up for this guy now.
with. This is unbelievable at this point. Finn had every advantage that he needed to have. His upgrades were a little bit later. This was the only problem that he had. He contained his opponent. He already got his third base. He was ahead in tech.
TVT is the one matchup where usually engagements decide everything, but this is going to be good for Finn. He's going to catch some of these units.
But this is he doesn't.
Now he has to pull back. Yeah, he doesn't have enough.
The siege tank count is about even 8 to 9, but three upgrades for Happy now.
Those upgrades are going to change everything when they finish. Finn does not have the resources to afford to begin them. What will happen soon here is that Happy will start attacking with small groups of Marines at the natural. If Finn moves too many tanks over there, then he will just kill the third. He just has too many units. Finn is going to get spread too thin very soon. That's already starting to happen. Finn's freaking out. He's getting nervous. He doesn't have control of the watchtower, so he doesn't know. He has a sensor tower, which is pretty smart. He doesn't know at any moment Happy could run in with 30 Marines into his main base, and he would not be able to defend it if he leaves all of his units down here.
We said in the beginning the only thing that Happy can hope for is that Finn drops the ball, and guess what? He did big time.
Yeah. He like dropped a bowling ball, man. It smashed onto the ground so loudly that everyone heard it and looked at him. He's got to be feeling really embarrassed right now.
He has half the work account of Happy, 28 to 51 at this point, and well, congratulations to Happy.
Yeah, congratulations, man.
I think most players would have GG'd.
You know, at this point for Finn, he's about as behind as Happy was earlier. I think that's what you could say. Perhaps a little bit more so. 170 supply to 116.
Fourth base now for Happy coming up. He has a 60 supply
Finn is
lead.
not trying to do harassment. He's not. He's accepting a slow and painful death. Yeah. He actually still isn't even. I don't think he realizes where he is now.
He probably can't believe it himself.
I would.
He's probably at the point where he's like, is this really happening? Am I dreaming? Why don't I wake up?
Finally starting to send his units across the map now. They have been spotted. Happy, he has a planetary up. If he engages the planetary, he's not going to engage it cost efficiently. Happy's going to turn around here. The planetary will buy him time, and he will crush him with the flank. No, he actually is going to avoid the planetary and engage Happy's main army. GG. Too many tanks. He can't break through. I think I may have seen one of the biggest comebacks of StarCraft II right now. Right here today with you, Kaldor.
I have no idea what to say. The only question that I have, is there a path that you can walk to Incheon?
No.
No?
Well, I mean, yes, but no, it's not reasonable for you to walk there. That's really far away.
I know that it's far away, but I'm still going to do it if there's actually like a way to walk there.
It will probably take you...
I have to talk to the IM coach first, but still. A couple of hours, I know, but still.
I think more than a couple. It's an hour away by fast metro train.
Yeah, but by cab it's only like half an hour.
True. I guess, yeah. It depends on where it is in Incheon. It could not be in Incheon, though. A lot of team houses moved out of Incheon recently, and like I said, the IM house is one of the only team houses I have not been to, so it's kind of like the mystery house to me. I don't know where it is. But,
they're sorry that we don't recap the game at this point, but to tell you the truth...
Well, we've talked about it enough.
We talked about it enough. We had an opening that did not work for Happy at all. It was the worst case scenario ever. His proxy barracks did not work. We had the gas first for Finn. This is the best situation that you can encounter in this matchup. He killed a ton of SCVs. He forced the liftoff. He followed it up. He killed so many. He did not only kill SCVs with the 2 Banshees. He took down SCVs, he took down Marines, tanks later on, and he had the siege mode earlier. He forced the liftoff, forced him back.
He almost killed the
base.
cancer. He killed every SCV at the bottom,
and
he had a 3rd base for a long time.
It is just kind of well.
It would have. To us, it was inconceivable to begin with, and it occurred. Got to be a really, really tough feeling for Finn to overcome here. He's going to have to sit in that booth and accept the fact that he lost that game and get motivated for the second one. Happy has got to be feeling on fire at this point.
Well, we're heading into our second game, and this is going to be on Atlantic Space Bear. Happy against Finn. Game number 2 coming up at the GSL Code A with Kaldan Wolf.